Peace and blessings, family. How's everyone doing? I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I am so excited about today. This is exciting. Peace and blessings, family. Hi, Kelly Jones. Good to see you. I am so excited about today. So very excited. Welcome to the Level Up group. We are here to unlock potential, unleash power, motivate, inspire, and ignite your fire. For those of you that know me, hello. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jessika Black. I'm a motivational speaker and a life coach. I have 20 years experience in the field on the ground doing this work. I help people to gain clarity in their thoughts. I help people to stand in their power, step into the power, empower them to meet, reach, and exceed their goals. So I am so excited to be here with you today in the new Level Up group on Facebook and hello on Instagram. If this is your first time being here, please do me a favor and drop your name in the comments so that we can greet you properly. I have to be honest, with Facebook, they are forcing us to use this live producer, so there's a bit of a lag. But whatever you comment, once the stream is over, I'll make sure that I reply to you. All right. So the Level Up group is a place where we are really working to challenge limiting beliefs and embrace abundance thinking. So today's topic is really about finding your purpose and your passion. I am so excited about this. Everything has tried to stop this today. But when you have a passion and you understand what your purpose is, you're willing to take on those things, right? So I just want to move forward and go through a little bit of village laws. And so while we're here, I want us to respect everybody's opinion. That's really important. Engage, make sure that you comment, make sure you ask questions. Hi, Patrice, how are you? Thank you for joining. Um, Make sure you share your thoughts, your successes, and opportunities. I really don't like using the language of challenges. So I say opportunities because I believe that in every challenge, an opportunity is presenting itself. So make sure that you share those. And also make sure that you talk to me because I talk back. So again, today's topic is finding your purpose in your passion. How you doing, 954 Fat Boy? Good to see you. All right. So, why is it important? Why is it important to know your purpose? It is important to know your purpose because it gives you a sense of belonging. You begin to stand in your own power. You have an understanding of where you're going and what you're about to do. Understanding your purpose is really about knowing who you are. And once you know who you are, then you can talk about self love, right? In order to love yourself, you have to know yourself. So today we're talking about something very important. This is actually going to be a part of a series. I don't know how many weeks the series will go for yet. I do things as they come to me. So right now, the name of this series is Self-Driven, Self-Risen, and Self-Made. So I was going to come on here and talk about self-driven and self-made. However, when I was thinking about this topic, it occurred to me, how can you have a conversation with people about being self-driven or even self-made if we don't know how we're even getting there? So if we, for instance, let's say that our purpose is the car. If we don't know how we're getting there, if we don't know what our purpose is, then we can't have a conversation about being self-driven or even get to the idea of being self-made. So that is where this topic was birthed out of. So, what we're going to do is we're going to focus over the next couple of weeks. We're going to look at a few things. Number one, what are we driving? So, figure out what is our purpose? Why are we here? Number two, that will help us inform us on what is our mission. Okay, where are we going to go? Right? And then number three is more about your vision. Okay, how are we going to get there? What is the strategy to actually get there? So that is what we'll be focusing on today. So I got a question for you all. Have you ever noticed like some patterns or sequences in your own character? And for those of you that may not know what I mean by character, just things that distinguish you, that are your own personal traits. Have you ever noticed those kind of things? So I'll give you an example. One example of this is, okay, when I was in school, I did not have friends that were popular. I didn't want to be friends with the popular people. I was always friends with people that were picked on. I've always ridden for the underdog. Now, when I was younger in school, I didn't necessarily know what my purpose is, but I noticed that, you know what? I value people. I love people and I want to see people win. I believe that all people should be created equally and fairly. So when one group of kids would pick on another group of kids, I felt a type of way about that. I realized that as one of my characteristic traits. The other characteristic traits that I realized that I had was I was an encourager. I was always encouraging people. So those students that I made friends with, I then would try to tell them, like, oh, you got to speak up for yourself. You need to speak up for yourself. Everything's going to be okay. They don't know who you are. Don't believe them. Whatever the scenario was, I was always there to try to encourage people. So I realized, that is a characteristic trait of mine. I'm an encourager. The other thing is that I'm assertive. So when other people would not speak up for themselves or they didn't have the courage to speak up for themselves, then I would step in and I would speak up for them until they could speak up for themselves. So I realized that these are characteristic traits about me. What you all have to do is you have to study yourself. You have to study yourself so that you can get to know who you are and figure out what your own characteristic traits are. That's going to be very important in order to identify your purpose. Why are you here? What should you be doing? Because remember, we are all created divinely and uniquely. We all have a purpose, right? We all have a purpose on this earth, and we have to figure out what that is. You start by looking at yourself and figuring out what are your own characteristic traits. Okay, so I want to share a little story with you all about your purpose. I'm going to tell you how I found my purpose. It was very interesting. I found my purpose sitting on a city bus. One day, I was sitting on the city bus. I was at a point in time in my life where things were finally going smooth. I think I had to be about 19, maybe 20 years old. I think about 19 years old. And I was sitting on this bus, minding my own business. I had just went to this job interview, aced the job interview. I was feeling good about myself. I was singing to myself. And I don't even sing out loud because I don't have a singer's voice. I can't sing. So I'm singing, just feeling real good, having a great time all by myself. Then all of a sudden, something inside of my spirit hit me. And there was an older woman sitting in the front of the bus, the very front. Now I'm in the middle of the bus. She's sitting in the front of the bus, and something said, go walk over to the woman and tell her that everything is going to be okay. So I said to myself, I'm like, I'm not walking up to that woman telling her everything is going to be okay. This is crazy. I don't know this woman. Who am I? I'm young. She knows more than me. Why would I walk up to her? I don't know her life situation. So I was afraid. I was afraid of how she might perceive what I had to say to her. So I sat there for a long time. And the more I sat there, the hotter in the inside I got. My body got hot. And I wanted to help the woman, but I didn't know that I could even be helpful. I thought this was crazy, completely insane. So I sat there and I sat there and I sat there till I couldn't sit no more. I couldn't even help myself. It didn't even feel like my own self getting up, walking to this woman. So I got up, I walked to this woman on the bus, and I was nervous. I was scared. I'm sure my voice was shaking. My body for sure was shaking because I didn't weigh that much. So my body was shaking. And I walked up to her and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. And she's looking at me and she's like, yes, baby. I'm like, I have something to tell you. And she was like, well, say it. And I was like, okay. She's like, do I know you? I was like, no, ma'am, you don't know me. I was just sitting in the back of the bus. And, God told me to come and tell you that everything's going to be okay. And that woman broke down and cried. And she just cried, and she cried all these tears, and I was in complete shock. And she looked up and she said, "Thank you so much, baby. I've been waiting. I've been waiting to hear that." And I'm like, "What? I don't even know." So then, out of my own compassion, when I seen her crying, I knew how to encourage her. Everything will be okay. I'm not sure what you're going through. You don't have to tell me what you're going through. It is none of my business what you're going through. But trust and believe that you'll be all right. The happy thing about it is that you're still here and alive. And I went on and on and on and on talking to this woman and ended up getting off the bus. But that day is when I realized what my purpose is. I know exactly what my life's purpose is. My life's purpose, I am a servant leader. I am here to serve. I am here to help people see their potential. I'm here to help motivate people, inspire people, encourage people, help people to unlock their power. That is my life's purpose. So it doesn't matter what gets in my way and tries to block me. I'm always going to rise to the occasion to be supportive of other people. That's a part of my purpose, and it's also a part of what I value. How many people can ever relate to being in that type of a situation? Let me see some hearts. If you are on Instagram, drop a one, drop a two. How many people can relate to that? Of having something happen to you, you're afraid, you're not really even sure what's going on, but you listen and you follow your intuition, you follow that inner guidance. And then everything on the other side of it begins to be all well. How many people have that experience? Hi Virgo, how you doing? Okay, so you have to you have to you have to not allow self-doubt to come into play when you're finding your purpose. Self-doubt will come for you. Self-doubt will say, "Oh yeah, you can't do that. Oh, there's no way you can't do that." It goes back to our conversation last week. Dream big. You dreaming big, and something inside of you is telling you what you can and can't do. You got to block those negative things. So for those things, I want to give you an analogy. Okay, there's something called ants. ANTS. And I'll make sure I post these things later for you all so that you have them if you didn't bring your notepads and your pens and all that kind of stuff. Ants. Ants, imagine like ants just crawling up inside of you. That's the acronym for automatic negative thoughts, right? So sometimes we have these automatic negative thoughts that will stop us from reaching our goals. We have to replace those with something positive. Let me give credit where credit is due. The analogy of ants, I got it from Dr. Daniel Amen. The first time that I heard it, it made so much sense to me because negative thoughts come in such a pattern. But once I related it to having ants crawl over me, I don't want that. So I was able to reverse it. So that's where ants comes from. And you have to replace it with something. I like to replace it with something called ACT. AAT. ACT is affirming abundant thought, right? So I'm always trying to have an affirming thought and abundant thought. An affirming thought and abundant thought. So when a negative thought comes, I try to think of the opposite of that to affirm myself in something that embraces abundance, right? So that is what I'm encouraging you to do as well. Now, how many people have ever been in a situation where you are really trying to like get something accomplished and negative thoughts come to you? And then fear sets in, and then doubt, and then procrastination, and then you just don't move forward. Or you stay stuck on something for a long time. That is why I'm offering you the ACT, the affirming abundant thought. That could really be supportive in that situation. Okay. So I got my notes here. Sorry about that. All right. So you also have to figure out what motivates you, what makes you move, what ignites your fire, what gets you going. When you're looking for your purpose, look at the things that you really, really like. Try to figure out what you really, really like. Um, Most of the time, the things you really, really like are attached to your purpose. So try to explore with yourself and figure that out. Now, I'm going to give you guys some tips. And again, Facebook, I'm going to apologize to you guys because they're making us use Publisher. And when they use Publisher, I cannot see your comments at all. So, the first tip number one that I want to offer you is get to know your creator and get to know the creator in you. So this doesn't have anything to do with your religious background. This has to do with your higher power. So get in a relationship with your higher power. What you have to understand about being in a relationship with your higher power, especially when you're trying to figure out what your purpose is that when you pray, that is when you're having a conversation and you're asking questions. When you meditate, that is when you be quiet and you actually listen. So you have to have your own established a relationship with your higher power. And I say that like get to know your higher power and then get to know the higher power in you. Because I'm a firm believer that whatever it is that people believe in exists inside of you. You can look up all the religions you want to. Most of them refer right back to that. I'm not getting into religious conversation. But what I'm saying to you is that you do have power. You have power inside of you. You have power over your own life. Nobody doesn't have necessarily power over you. People only have the power over you that you decide to give them. And again, it starts inside of your mind. It starts with your thoughts. Prayer and meditation are really important. It's an opportunity for you to get connected closer with yourself, connected closer with your higher power. It's an opportunity for you to listen. It's an opportunity for you to train your intuition. It's an opportunity for you to be still. It's an opportunity for you to reflect. All of these things are really important things. People don't just say these things and aren't just saying these things to you because they don't have any value. They hold real value. If you want your life to change, you got to do something different. So insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. If you're tired of the results that you are getting or the results that you have been getting, it's time for you to try something new. I'm merely offering you a suggestion. I'm offering you things that have worked for me as well, right? And for other people that I know. So take the time to pray, take the time to meditate, take the time to get to know who you are, take the time to focus on yourself, take the time to listen, take the time to train your mind. This is all about the mind and the power of the mind. When you're looking for your purpose, you find it in things that you really like, your passion, that is about your heart. People don't teach you that your heart has a mind. So that's a whole nother conversation. So you have to make sure you do that. Tip number two, think about what do you value in life. Like I had said in the beginning of this conversation, like one of the things that I had to figure out for me when I did my self study and I looked at myself, I was like, oh, you know what? You really value people, Jessica. Yeah, I do really value people, and I do really care about people. I really do, and I want to see people win. I believe that everybody can win. However, it's kind of like Harriet Tubman. I might believe that everybody can win, but if you don't believe you can win, then I can't force you to win. You have to be willing to make that change on your own in yourself. So make sure you figure out what you value. It could be your family. Like some people value family, some people value technology, and there's a real need out here for technology. This is the age of the technical world. So what is happening? Things are changing rapidly. There's solutions that need to be made for several different issues and several different people. I know I definitely needed technical support, and I'm so glad that I got some technical support because technology is not my strength. So figure out what you value, and most importantly, figure out who you want to serve. So everything is tied to a service. So if you feel like you're passionate about people having healthy feet and you love seeing people smile and you love seeing people warm up and you do pedicures, that's an essential service for somebody. Somebody needs that. Somebody doesn't know how to do that for themselves. That makes somebody feel good. So there's a purpose for that position. So look into things that you love and figure out who you want to serve. You can test it out. You can test out like, okay, I really like doing this thing. How does someone feel on the other end of that? Does that make me feel good? What do I get out of this? How does that look for me? So you can do those things. And the last thing is to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And again, it goes back to eliminating the self doubt. You got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in you, you cannot expect for other people to believe in you. You feel me? Let me see some hearts if you understand what I'm saying. You got to believe in yourself. Other people are not going to believe in you if you don't take an opportunity to believe in yourself. So those are the tips that I have for you. In addition to the tips that I have for you, I want to tell you some of the benefits of making sure that you know your purpose. Number one, you don't waste your gifts. You have a gift. You're here for a reason. You have something to contribute to this world. You don't want to waste it behind fear, doubt, procrastination, lack of communication. You don't want to let those negative emotions overtake you. You do have to learn, which we can talk about at a later date, but you do have to learn how to take your emotions and use them to think instead of thinking with your emotions. That is going to be key. That's going to be important in order for you to move forward. Number two, um, you touch other people's lives. Like you make a difference in the world. And making a difference in the world does not have to be making a difference to 1,000 people. If you make a difference in just one person's life, you made a difference in the world. You stand strong in difficult circumstances. So when you know who you are, like for instance, like I already explained to y'all who I am, I'm an encourager. I value people. I love people. I love being positive, and I'm also very assertive. When I'm faced with challenges, I rise to the occasion. Today, when I got on here, Facebook was tripping. Facebook did not want me to use the regular platform. I had to download a whole new Google Chrome browser. Um, all kind of stuff. My location was off. Um, Let me see what else happened. Oh, my printer decided not to work, so I could print out my notes. But you know what? I'm consistent. I'm used to facing challenges. I'm a fighter. These are things that I love because I believe that the message that God has put inside of me, somebody's going to benefit from it. So it's my responsibility to make sure that I say whatever it is that has been put on my heart. This is the gift that God has given me. So if regardless of the challenges, I'm stepping up to the plate. And you want to make sure like that you find your purpose so that you can do that as well. The other thing is that you accomplish more. Like you accomplish much more when you understand who you are, where you're going, why you're going there, and then having a vision for yourself of how you're going to get there. Like all these things are all connected and they're all important. A lot of times people run around crazy if you don't really know who you are. You don't really stop and ask the question. The question might sound crazy, but the reality of that question is a lot of us aren't asked that question. Who are you? Like, who are you? What is your purpose? What is your mission in your life? Because you can't even talk about a vision in your life if you don't understand what your mission is, right? So again, it goes back to the analogy of a car. What we driving? Who are you? What's our mission? Like, what is the whole point for us leaving? What's your life's mission? How are we going to get there? What's your vision? So you have to be able to understand those things about yourself. And then you can make big decisions more easily because you make your decisions rooted and grounded based upon who you are. Once you know what your life purpose is, you're able to make those decisions. Like there's certain things that I know that I just don't do and I'm never going to do. I'm not going to try to be a construction worker. I'm sorry, I'm not building anything with cement, nails, and all that kind of stuff. That's not who I am. So that's an automatic no. I don't have to second guess myself about that. I don't have to ponder over it. I'm just not doing it. I'm clear about it. And so you'll be able to be clear about what you will do and what you won't do, right? That's important. And it goes back to the sixth point, which is you say no, and you don't feel guilty. Like, I don't feel guilty. If you want me to help you build a shed, I'm not going to feel guilty for telling you no. I ain't going to be able to help you build the shed. I'm not going to be able to do that. And I'm going to leave and I'm going to be just fine. Now, you need somebody to talk to? I'll talk to you. You want me to hear your plans for building the shed? I'll listen to your plans for building the shed. I'll listen to that. But I'm not getting out there building it with you. Not going to be able to do that. You'll have greater energy, right? So the whole thing about raising your vibration, you want to be able to raise your vibration, but you got to have good energy in order to raise your vibration, right? So once you know your purpose, you'll be able to understand that, and you'll be able to raise your vibration and have greater energy. You'll be able to live, live. Too often, too many of us are just surviving. We weren't put here on this earth to just survive or just do enough to get by. We're supposed to be living. And that's a whole nother conversation. A lot of people, are praying and praying to God in the heavens and praying for heaven and can't wait to get to heaven and all of these kind of things. But we got this right here. We're living right now. We're here for a purpose. And we're not designed or created to be here and be miserable until we get to heaven. So we have to reverse that thinking. Knowing your purpose, though, will help you understand that. You'll be able to, again, you'll be able to honor your own gifts. You'll be able to enhance those. You'll be able to discover them. You'll be able to share them with other people. All of these things are very, very, very important. And so I'm not sure if people have pens, papers, or whatever, but just know that I am going to be in Instagram. I'll link it in my bio tomorrow. I'll put those tips in my bio for you. And then on Facebook, I'll make sure that I get it into the bio for you. I wish that I could see the interaction. Unfortunately, on Facebook, I'm sorry I can't. But I want to encourage you to leave comments, ask questions. As soon as I get off the live, I'll be on Facebook. I just won't be on Facebook Live, and I'll respond to people. Same thing for Instagram. If you guys have questions or anything like that, I'll do a Q&A. It'll have to be offline because of whatever is happening with these channels. Now, so for the Facebook group, one thing that I want to let you all know is that doing the one-to-one transformational coaching is going to be based off of people's engagement, how you're chosen for that. So make sure that you tap in, make sure that you engage, make sure that you talk back. We're going to be doing a challenge coming up, and I'll make sure I put the challenge out there. I'll probably do a separate video about the challenge, but the challenge is going to be Believe in You. So we're going to do a 7-day Believe in You challenge. This challenge is really designed for you to actually believe in yourself, for you to combat self-doubt, for you to combat the negative things and negative thinking that could be imposed on you. So I'll make sure that I come back on live this week and let you know. Hi, Latoya, how you doing? Hi, Davina, and let you all know what that challenge is going to be about. But it's definitely Believing You is a challenge. It'll be posted. I'll be posting some things in Facebook. So if you want to sign on to the challenge, make sure that when I post the post that you like the post, and then I'll know that you're signing on to the challenge. We're going to do some lives during the 7-day period where we just actually check in and we have some real conversation, some real dialogue around what this experience is like, taking a 7-day challenge of actually believing in you. Like, how are you feeling? What are some of the things that you're facing? And we can share our struggles collectively. So that is the Believe in You challenge. And always, 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 if you feel like these videos are helpful for you or other folks that you know, make sure that you invite them to the Facebook group. Make sure that you like and share the page. Feel free to like and share the videos. This particular video at this time is going to be available for replay, but I will say inside of our group, all of the videos will not be available for replay. This one, though, is available for replay. Thank you all for joining the live. Again, if you have questions, if you have comments, please put it inside of the comment box. Unfortunately, if you're just getting here, Facebook they're making us use this publisher thing, and it's really, really messed up. Instagram flowed a little bit better today, but we're just going to keep working through these challenges and keep it moving, because when you're doing something that is positive, when you're doing something that is powerful, when you actually look to the plate and you're like, oh, I want to create change, you're gonna see opportunities. The opportunity for this for me is to keep doing these videos and to share these struggles and to share these challenges with you all, while at the same time continuing to press, continuing to grow. It's a great example of the things that are coming out of my mouth because, of course, you all haven't followed me for, well, some of you all, as I look over here that are in here, have followed me over the last 10, 15 years and know something about me. But there's many people on this platform who don't. But it's a good way to show how we just continue to work through. It's not how you fall, it's how you get up, right? That bounce back game got to be on point. So I will leave you with this. It is your job to do the work of transforming your own life. It is your job to make sure that you understand your life's purpose so that you can get to your mission and understand the strategy, which is your vision of how you are going to get there. If you want this change, all you got to do is come and get it. Again, this is your girl, Jessika Black, out here giving you game for free for the free 99. It's up to you. You can take it, you can leave it, but do your assessment on your own life and figure it out for yourself. Where do you want to be? Do you want to grow? Do you want to stay stuck? It's up to you. One more thing. Somebody asked me. I have a Cash App and a PayPal link always in my videos. I don't necessarily advertise them because it's not about the money for me. However, donations are always welcome. Whether you want to give $1, 50 cents, $100, $5, $10, 15, whatever. If you're led to do that, feel free to do so. That's why I always post it up in the link. I just don't typically advertise it because it's more about the message for me, and it's more about seeing people win. I want to see you win. So that's why I decided to even start the group and start having these deeper level of conversations where we're actually doing this real work. So again, it's up to you. Where you going? How you gonna get there? And what's your strategy? What's your purpose, mission, and vision in life? Everybody, have a wonderful evening. I'm going to sign off, and I'll still be on if people want to type in the comments. Thank you, and have a wonderful night. Goodbye.